Hello and welcome to the Psych Ed Centre. My name is Benjamin. A big shout out to the Yes I Am team and all the supporters out there. Subscribe, comment, and let's keep stimulating growth by celebrating beauty and honouring the mind, body and soul. Today's session will be on processing a breakup in a relationship. I will be talking about the 5 phases of grief that Laura mentioned in her Say Goodbye Forever blog post. Say goodbye forever. Let's take a moment, let's take a breath. To just notice what we experience when we hear Say Goodbye Forever. What I personally experience is a seeking feeling and sadness as I connect with my losses in my relationships and also the losses in bereavement. The 5 phases of grief in a breakup are taken from the 5 stages of grief that was originally introduced by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's book on death and dying. The experience of a breakup can be so devastating that many choose not to take that risk again and live a life of being single, or it takes them years to recover before they are ready to kind of take that risk again to bring someone into their life. So let's get down to it. Let's start to do some work on processing the wound of experiencing a breakup. The first phase is denial. The impact of the breakup is so devastating and painful that you get locked into a fantasy that you'll be together once more. And you will look for signs and you cling on to glimpses of hope that you'll be together once again. In this phase, the heart looks for ways to stop the pain and the feeling of loss. You may experience desperation, loneliness, and isolation in this phase. What can help is accessing the compassionate part of yourself to give yourself support, or surround yourself with trusting people, friends and family, or even seek professional help. This phase, there's a need for a lot of care, a lot of self-care. The next phase is anger. Anger can manifest itself in many different ways. Please be mindful of some of the destructive ones. Extreme use of alcohol and drugs may not be helpful in this phase, or late night texting or angry posts on social media. These may trigger regret and shame. And also be mindful of, you may get into that place of blame where you blame yourself, you blame the universe, you blame God, you blame your ex, you blame your job. Just be mindful of getting into that space of blame. What can be useful is kind of channeling this anger in a kind of creative way by journaling your thoughts and feelings, or painting, or joining a kickboxing class, or just doing things that are not destructive but are more creative to help you in your process. The next phase is bargaining. In this phase, you may look for ways to negotiate a resolution. You may make dramatic promises. You may recruit others to talk on your behalf to convince your ex to come back to you. You may lash out with guilt and shame. In this phase, you're in a place of denial and desperation, and by reminding yourself about the reality of the breakup, this can ground this denial and desperation in this phase. The next phase is depression. In this phase, you will experience low moods, tiredness. You've gone from intense pain, sadness and anger to a place where you're shutting down. You may experience negative thoughts and beliefs of life is pointless, relationships are pointless, I'll never be happy again. It's good if you can try not to isolate yourself in this phase and gradually do more active things to kind of support you, accessing the compassionate side of yourself to give you that kind of support, and try not to judge yourself and be in that place of judgment. Patience, care and I guess self-love is needed in this phase. The final phase is acceptance. In this phase, you're able to make peace with your loss and you're able to let go and move on. Once you reach this phase, there is a possibility where you could reflect on how you've grown from the experience. The 5 phases is, it may not be a linear process. You may be working through a phase for some time, but keep telling yourself, keep reassuring yourself that these phases will pass and potentially you'll love again. Thank you for spending time with me today. Hopefully looking at the 5 phases of grief and a breakup can help you start to process your grieving in your breakup experience. Hope to see you next time. Take good care.